From News Watch 12, this is College Football Game Night.
Hello, football fans. Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining us for another very exciting day of college football. Maddie and I both in red because go Raiders and Roll Tide.
Hey, and you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the Reds for the Raiders, but I know you just saw that Alabama win. We got to say it. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. We were pacing. We were stressed over here, but what a game.
What a game. What a day.
What a day.
For football.
Yes.
In Oregon and a little bit for our fan base as well.
Just for our little fan base.
Let's get the night started off with the Southern Oregon Raiders.
The Raiders back at home for their first Frontier Conference matchup, taking on Montana Western.
The Raiders coming in off an upset win against College of Idaho, pushing them up 6 spots in the top 25. SOU sitting at number 14 heading into today's matchup.
So Saturday at Raider Stadium brought another top 25 matchup. Number 4 at number 14. Maddie and I were both out there, and let me tell you, it was one of the most exciting games that we have been at this season.
We were on both sidelines, and from the sideline, the home sideline versus the away sideline, completely different atmosphere, different vibes, and Raider Stadium was rocking with fans today.
Operation Red.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Gorgeous day.
Gorgeous.
In the A.
Yes,
so
it was.
Let's see those highlights.
Let's roll it.
Number 20 Raiders hosting number 4 Bulldogs. The first time the Raiders faced consecutive top 10 opponents in the regular season since joining the Frontier Conference 12 years ago. Game time, no score, second and third. Actually, forget that. Second and long for Gunnar Yates. The NAIA Offensive Player of the Week takes it 22 yards to the house. Raiders get on the board first, 7-0.
Call that the
Southern Oregon.
Superman dive. The Bulldogs can't find the end zone, so they settle for a field goal from 43 out. It's good, 7-3 SOU. Second quarter now, Michael Palandri steps back, looking downfield. He connects with Jake Humphrey in the end zone. Montana Western takes the lead for the first time of the day, 10-7 Bulldogs.
Time now winding down, under 15 seconds left in the first half. Handoff to none other than Gunnar Yates. The Coquille Grad's second touchdown of the day. Raiders head into half up 14-10.
Another game so good, we needed 2 blocks to get through it.
Second half highlights coming up right here on College Game Night.
College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Thank you for trusting Abby's Legendary Pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including saving up to $8 on Rain-X Longitude wiper blades, hot priced at just $11.99. Bi-Mart, celebrating 20 years of employee ownership.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
If you or a loved one needs medical care, you may wonder whether to go to the ER, urgent care, or your primary care provider. Start with an annual wellness check with your primary care provider. Established patients can then schedule appointments for ailments, from cold and flu symptoms to infections. Urgent care is a good option when you need care on an evening or a weekend, and the emergency room is best for situations when every second counts.
What are you doing?
Oh, we did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, you know, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
The Newswatch 12 High School Football Play of the Week contest, sponsored by John Key Heating and Air. Go to kdrv.com/contest to vote for your favorite play. One weekly winner will receive a $50 gift card, and one grand prize winner will get a $300 gift card.
Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
Live from Newswatch 12, welcome back to College Football Game Night.
Welcome back to Game Night. Let's keep the night moving.
We're on the edge of our seats, as I'm sure you are as well, so let's get back out to Raider Stadium, please.
Let's see it.
Back after half, Raiders hoping to keep things rolling. Third down at the Bulldogs 12. A shootout gets it out of his hands quickly, and we're going to go airborne to an open Sawyer Cleveland in the end zone. What a catch. Touchdown Raiders, 21-10 SOU.
Fourth-ranked Montana Western not too impressed with themselves. Palandri scrambling. Adonis Jackson gets to him. Talk to him, D-Block.
Talk to him.
There you go.
But he's going to say calm down a little bit. Raiders back on offense, just past the 50. Oshudo has more time. He's going to find Cleveland on the run. He's got one man to beat. Get out of here. See ya. The second touchdown for the receiver. 28-10. Raiders rolling.
Montana Western again can't find the end zone. The Raiders clearly can. Going for it from 33 yards out. It's good. And they add 3.
Another offensive drive for the Bulldogs. Palandri takes another sack. AJ and the NAFC Defensive Player of the Week get on him. A few plays later, more pressure coming. Palandri sends it out to Eli Norse in open field, a little shake and bake, and he takes it to the end zone. Bulldogs cut into the Raiders' lead, 28-19.
Montana Western sets up for an onside kick, stacking their sideline. They snag it at the SOU 44 and take over again with 4 minutes left. Then they move down the field. Palandri with a similar look. Right back to Norse again. He hits the gas, and we've got a ball game, 28-26 SOU.
Too close for comfort. The Bulldogs set up for another onside kick, hoping to go, but not this time. Jackson Clemmer picks it up full speed to the Raiders' end zone. Clemmer steps out at the 15, and that's all she wrote. Upset in Ashland. Final 28-26 SOU.
Raiders reaction post-game.
I don't think anyone on this side thought it was an upset. Our guys continue to be amazing and awesome and never give up. There's ebbs and flows of games, and we've got to manage those, and we did that today. And one of our team goals when we started this year is we got to win a dogfight. If you look at our victories last year, they were by 2 or more scores. Today we won a dogfight, so I'm super proud of them.
Hey, it feels good. I mean, we're just doing our thing, coming out here playing our game of football. It feels good.
We played as a team. I love it. Even the young guys, even though I tapped my head, had to get out a couple plays, and the secondary stepped up. They stepped up.
I'm pretty excited right now, a little beat up, but definitely feels good to come back and kind of do the same thing. They definitely stacked the box and wasn't going to let me get outside. But the O-line, they really moved them up front. I'm not going to say it made my job easy, but I just had to run my thing and get open. It was awesome.
1, 2, SOU!
Remember her fame never dies. Southern Oregon alma mater, highest praise to thee. May the Raiders ever be loyal to thy memory. 18 pride SOU, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, SOU.
Now taking a look at the stat sheet from today's upset win, Montana Western accounted for 438 total offensive yards, 67 on the ground, 371 through the air.
The Raiders put up 332 total offensive yards, rushing for 152 and passing for 180. Blake Oshudo was 14 of 20 with 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gunnar Yates put up 2 touchdowns and is coming out of Game 4 with his 3rd consecutive game, accounting for more than 100 yards. The cheat code is averaging 158.5 yards on the ground per game, leading the NAIA.
Sawyer Cleveland led the receivers in today's win, picking up 5 receptions for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, Jackson led the defense with 7 tackles and 2 pass breakups. Adonis Jackson assisted 2 sacks, 1 with Gabe Foster and 1 with Iona Purcell. Purcell finished with 1.5 tackles for losses. And coming up next on the chopping block, the Raiders hit the road to face Montana Tech.
The team from Butte puts another tall task on deck for the Raiders as the Ore Diggers currently sit at number 10 in the NAIA. Montana Tech was in Idaho today facing the Yotes.
And they fell to COI in overtime with a final of 45-37. Last year, the Raiders fell at home to the Ore Diggers 31-21. But as we know, this year, it's just a little different for the Raiders.
Just a little different.
And we're only getting things started. Stick with us because coming up, we have a special guest right here in studio.
We'll take a deeper dive in today's matchup in Ashland. That's coming up next. You're watching College Football Game Night.
College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you.
Discover luxurious Karastan flooring at Lippert's Carpet One. The flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, experience the luxury of Karastan and capture the lowest prices of the year. With savings up to $1,000 back on beautiful flooring and pay no interest for 18 full months during National Karastan Month, exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Grandpa, what's that?
Hey, Dylan, you know it's the new non-electric pellet stove, the GAP 2020 we invented.
No, that. Has anyone else seen that?
Well, only a few people have seen it.
Is that the only one?
Dylan, you know we have plenty of wood, gas, and pellet stoves, and we have the largest selection around. Hey, Harry, see you next week.
See you later, Smoke.
Dill, you know you can find anything at Smokey's. We're the hottest shop around.
The heart and soul of any home is the kitchen. The Kitchen Company in historic downtown Grants Pass is all about helping you create the perfect kitchen. Shun, each knife still handmade today in the spirit of the legendary swordsmiths of Japan. Shun, every artisan bread needs a Emile Henri bread baker. For over 150 years, Emile Henri. For the beginner to the gourmet chef, you're in good company at the Kitchen Company, downtown Grants Pass.
There is no better time than now to join CASA of Jackson and Josephine County and give back to your community in a meaningful way. Orientations offered every Thursday at 12 p.m. As a CASA volunteer, you will be the eyes and ears of the court and speak solely for the best interest of the child or youth in foster care. Excellent training and support provided by our experienced CASA staff. Call or email today to learn more. CASA of Jackson and Josephine County. Be a child's voice.
Live from Newswatch 12, welcome back to College Football Game Night.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Jumping now into some post-game thoughts from a special guest.
Tonight, we're excited to welcome defensive coordinator Tyler Stinn into the Newswatch 12 studio. There he is.
What's up, Coach?
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight.
You feeling good?
Oh, I feel great. It's a huge win for us. So fun to be a part of it.
Let's dive deeper into that.
Yeah.
Final whistle goes off, 28-26. You guys upset another top 10 team. You guys are moving swiftly through the season. What are your thoughts as a defensive coordinator first half coming out of that win?
Yeah, first half started right off the way we wanted to, getting a 3 and out, and forcing them to punt early was huge for us. And then we forced another field goal. We talked about the red zone being a huge deal for us and making sure, because our offense have been perfect in the red zone, their offense have been perfect in the red zone, and they are hard to stop. So as you saw today at the end of that game. But for us, being able to get them to kick a field goal and then having another 4th down stop with an incomplete pass out of bounds, 2 giant stops in that first half to keep us in the distance. And then we came back out with a 3-and-out late in that thing and got the ball back to the offense. They went down and scored and took care of business and took the lead at half. So for us, put ourselves in some bad spots, but having that 3-and-out and then getting the ball back to the offense, that's what we talk about as a defense all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Coach, like you said, your defense came out hot to start off with. What was the conversation ahead of game time with your D-block specifically? Just
normal tips and reminders, making sure they I've said it all week, but keep saying it again one more time, and then we talk about loving football. Nothing more than that. And every guy in that locker room has picked SOU for a reason and picked playing football for a reason. The game grabbed them at some point, so we talk about wanting to love ball and do that as much as we can. So we always yell that pregame, and it's a little tradition I started and kept going here, and the guys love it here. So that was pregame.
Yeah, you get them hype. I mean, we see it, starting the first half. The guys came out and they were rolling. And so then heading into the locker room, what are you saying at halftime to kind of keep that juice going into the second half?
Yeah, halftime was just about more making sure we keep the course. This week's theme from Coach Brown was persistence, and I gave the defense a quote, River does not cut through rock because of its power, because of its persistence. And staying the course, making sure that we're doing our stuff, and it's never really about the other team and what they did, it's always about what we're doing, right? So anytime we look at it, a team scores, it's okay, what did we do wrong on that play? Not that, teams practice and they make good plays too, but for us it's about what do we do and are we operating at the standard.
And I love that you guys really focus on only thinking about yourself. I think that plays a huge role into stepping into any opponent. But any halftime adjustments that you made coming into the second half?
Yeah, just trying to mess with the front a little bit, make sure that we were better a little bit against the run. They ripped a couple off early, and I didn't like that. And then just trying to change up a little bit of coverage, making sure that we weren't using the same stuff and adjusting some of our alignments and stuff, making sure that they weren't able to pick up on what we were trying to do.
For sure.
Let's talk about what you saw in that second half. We saw that defensive line step up for sure. You had AJ, you had Purcell, you had Foster, get into the quarterback. Talk to us a little bit about what you saw in that second half.
Yeah, they made big-time plays when big-time plays were needed. And so we always talk about being your best when your best is needed, and that's what we did on defense today. That fourth down stop was huge. Dylan Daniels with a big stick. Yona was in there as well. Those guys play with their hearts on the line all the time. And being able to do that on fourth down on the goal line, 4th and 1 is awesome. And then we were able to, get to the quarterback when we needed to. That was big for us, not being able to get to him much in that first half. And that big old line is hard to get around, and they do a really good job protecting for 10 and being able to get home when we needed to. Those guys make plays, so credit to them for sure.
Yeah. And coming into the season, the big question was who's going to fill the roles of some key players that you lost last year. There has been no shortage of talent on the D-line in the linebacking core and into the secondary. What have you seen from your guys that have really needed to step up, and especially losing Cuffle at the beginning of the season? What have you seen from your whole defense to really just come out and really not miss a beat?
Yeah, they play as a unit. We always talk about playing for each other and making sure, and that's why you ever see us on the bench, we touch somebody because it's playing for the guy next to you as much as you're playing for yourself. And then, those guys, I always tell them when they first get to camp, expectations are the position, not the age. So it doesn't matter if you've been here for 4 years, been here for 4 days, 4 minutes. It's about playing defense, the SOU way, and playing Raider defense. So they all know when they get lined up, they put the red on, they know what it's about, and just having that in the back of their mind, having the standard, and knowing that it doesn't matter who's in there. If you're the third guy, the first guy, you got to play up to that. You got to play up to that.
And a lot of your guys do say that we play for each other, and I think that translated, especially in today's game.
And then we like to say over here, stay for 4, play for 4.
Absolutely.
You've heard that one before. Those last few minutes when SOU offense was out there, obviously kind of, we didn't know how things were going to play out. And so the time is ticking. You're preparing your defense to possibly hit the field again. What are you telling your guys? AJ spoke to us after the game and said he was saying, calm down. Everybody calm down, take a deep breath, but you got to still perform till the last second. So what are you telling your guys possibly having to go back out on the field?
Yeah, we do a little deep breath every once in a while on the bench because we're making a lot of plays and the guys get excited, which is great. You want them playing high, you want them playing with high energy and enthusiasm, but we got to bring them back down to earth so they can go out there and perform, and never too high, never too low. And then those guys just making sure that it's a 60-minute ball game. I told them at one point, hey, there's 21 minutes left of stops we have to go make. And so whenever we're going up, fine, that's great. But when our number gets called and the ball gets put down, we have to go back out there and perform and do our job, as well as watching our offense go score. So you got to play both sides. It's got to get together. So
yeah. And let's jump into a big-time player making big-time plays, Gabe Foster.
Yes.
He showed up big in the past 2 weeks. Frontier Conference Defensive Player of the Year, or week, excuse me. What have you seen from him?
Gabe is a difference maker, man. When he transferred in from Butte, we were all very excited and knew that we would get Adonis a running mate, and somebody that would affect the quarterback, and he has done that just exactly what we thought. And he's a great teammate. He does it all right. He cares extremely, he cares a lot. So it's important to him, which is a huge thing for any guy coming into a new program and not knowing everybody. If you care, everyone's going to see that. Everyone knows, and when you care as much as Gabe does, it shows on the field. And yeah, he gets home. He's fast. He's elusive. He just makes plays that you can't coach. There's some tackles that he makes, and it's just like, well, I'm glad he's plays for us, and that's what Coach Curry and the offense says all the time too. Hey, I'm glad Gabe's on our team. So
that's awesome.
And I know you guys don't play for the honors. You don't play for the awards. You play just to play football and win the game. But him getting that honor this week, do you think it kind of stepped up his game and heading into such a big matchup this week?
No, I think he plays that way all the time. He even was on the sideline saying, "Hey, Adonis had already caught up to me in one game in sacks, so they know exactly where they're at. They know exactly where they need to get to." So those guys, they're competing, against the other team and with each other, and it's all fun. But yeah, that guy, he's going to play that way. It doesn't matter who we're playing or what the stakes are. So
that's awesome. When I talked to him at practice this week, he said that he didn't hear about it until his mom called him, and then it was like a whole family affair, and it was the most humble explanation of winning Defensive Player of the Week. And that's the type of team that you have. It's humble confidence. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, that's Gabe. That's Gabe to a T. I'm not surprised that he didn't know. But for him and this team, it's about we. Like Coach Brown puts it perfectly, and the playing for each other and all that stuff. The culture drives what we're doing right now. Drives the winning, and it's not really is about. They're not trying to go set out and do it something for themselves. They really want it for the bigger picture and really want it for our team. So it's a whole offense, defense, special forces. It's all together. So those guys never. It doesn't shock me that Gabe didn't know, and then it doesn't shock me that like his family had to tell him.
Yeah, I love it. I thought that was the best.
We've seen some amazing defense from your team throughout the past few weeks, but obviously there's always going to have to be improvement somewhere. So heading into this week at practice, what are you kind of looking to focus on to change things up a little bit from what you saw today?
Yeah, the War Diggers present a different challenge. They are very physical, and they want to run the ball a little bit more, and they will throw the ball deep. Just like Montana Western, but they are a run-first team for sure. So Landers, he's a big back and he toasts the rock hard. So it'll present a different front for us, and something we have to attack and make sure that we're stopping the run and for us. But it's we haven't really watched the film yet, so that's always the thing. So that'll be tomorrow morning. So don't make me get ready too early.
Yes. You got to celebrate today.
Back to work tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we do also want to talk about every time that we're at practice or a game, Coach Stin is always just he's swagged out. So he brought a prop in. So Coach, if you will.
For our viewers at home, this is Coach Stin on the sideline.
This is what we get to witness day in and day out. So the question that we ask is, does Coach Stin have infinite aura?
I would not put it that way at all. But you know, the sunglasses do allow some anonymity, and I can kind of, you know, you don't know if I'm on you or you, and give, you know, and so it doesn't matter. Everyone can get it at any time. So all the guys know that. It's but it's. I was telling there's.
See?
Yeah.
The hood on, the glasses, that's Coach Stin on this.
No matter if it's dark or light outside, they're always on.
It'll be hot out.
And before an interview, he always asks, well, can I keep the glasses on? Sure, Coach. Keep them on.
Yeah. Coach, talk to me about the energy that you bring to this team, though. I mean, when the brand new coaching staff came in last year, you guys brought a different atmosphere to Raider Stadium. How do you keep that going day in and day out for your guys?
It's a group effort for sure. I can't. Coach Winfield, he's the Energizer Bunny for sure. That guy gets us up. He's always ready to go. It does not matter if we're there at 4 o'clock in the morning, if we're there at 8 o'clock at night. He is yelling and clapping and getting us ready to go. So it is a group effort. All the coaches bring a lot of energy. You know, for me, that's all I've always been. And my wife says this about me a lot. I'm unapologetically myself all the time. So you're going to get the authentic me a lot. So it's a good thing. And the guys really took to it. So and staying with that and making sure that you know you only get time on the field and you only get time in the meetings room. So if you're not ready to go when you're seeing the guys, then what's the point? And practice is everything. So having high energy and making sure that we're on our P's and Q's and making sure we're executing the right way. That's when it matters the most. So if I'm not going to bring energy there, and then making it harder on game day, or making it harder in practice than it is on game day. I'm a little bit calmer this year than I have been in the past, trying to be. You know, those deep breaths, deep breaths on the sideline.
Calm down.
Exactly. But making it harder in practice than it is in the game is big. Those guys are already revved to the max on game day. So, you know, yelling at them or getting, you know, every once in a while they need it, but for the most part, doing that too much can psych them out a little bit too much. I don't want that either. So it's got to be a happy medium and keeping them going.
For sure. We love to see it. It gives us energy watching how much energy you guys have.
It does.
But now we want to talk about rankings.
Can I take these off now?
Yes.
The aura's off.
Keep them on the whole time. Yeah. So rankings have been something that this team has experienced a lot of this season, and it's kind of the first in a while. So now that we have beaten 2 ranked opponents and we're coming into another ranked opponent, do rankings mean anything to you now that you are going to jump?
I mean, rankings. I think rankings are always important for every. I think it means something. It means something to be ranked. You've earned that. You've earned that right. You've earned that pressure to keep it up. You know, and I know you guys have something for one of our guys.
Hey, don't give it away, Coach. Don't give it away.
But no, I really do think it's important because it shows what you've done so far, and as you continue to grow, like earning that week in and week out. Yeah. And it's not. It is about at the end of the season, but where we're at now, it's like it's important to show where we've gotten to and continue to, and then have that built in pressure. You gotta perform every week. You gotta perform every week.
We love to hear that response, but there's actually a pretty important guy on your team that might disagree with you. Let's pull up his tweet right now. Starting quarterback Blake Asciutto says, rankings don't mean anything. Rankings have never meant anything. Rank us in 8 weeks. So clearly, maybe the offense doesn't think that way, but I think the defense might like those rankings coming, and we're definitely going to see a jump for you guys.
Very excited.
Heading into next week, which is awesome. 2 upsets in a row.
Oh, I mean, incredible.
Talk about aura, talk about energy, talk about Raider Stadium.
All of the above. And Coach always says that pressure is a privilege.
He does.
So I think that we're moving on up. We're only up from here, Coach.
100%.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to thank you for joining us in studio, and that was fun.
Happy to have you.
Yeah. You guys.
Anytime you want to come
take
back.
the shades with you, and we expect to see them on a practice.
Hey, for you too, Roll Tide.
So. Oh, we got a Roll Tide!
Thank you, Coach.
And we got that on camera, Coach.
Yes, we did. We will post that. Keeping it pushing, we'll check in with the Oregon Ducks at Rose Bowl Stadium.
And a new episode of The Huddle is coming up next on College Game Night.
College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit a Quality Fence showroom near you and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Morning coffee that gets you through the day. Hard work is your day. You work hard so you can play hard. Hard work and good food is Casablanca, the good stuff. Enjoy this beautiful life of those you love with food from Casablanca. Something for everyone.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, arriving in your mailbox this week, or pick up a copy in store. Save on Hampton Farms shelled peanuts, hot priced at just $6.99. Find Blue Fire 1-pound camping propane canisters for just $3.99. Save up to $8 on Rain-X Longitude wiper blades. Plus save $5 on Savory Prime 2-pound bags of pet treats. Celebrating 20 years of employee ownership. Save more now with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Live from News Watch 12, welcome back to College Football Game Night.
Moving into one of our favorite parts about Saturday.
A Saturday really wouldn't be complete without it, if you ask me.
The Huddle is back, and we have another special guest who joined us.
But before we give it away, sit back, relax, and enjoy this week of The Huddle.
Welcome back to another episode of The Huddle. This week, we're out at Phoenix High School.
And this week, we're joined by a very special guest, a longtime friend, Coach Hall. Thanks so much for joining us. How you feeling?
I'm doing great, ladies. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. So let's just get right into it. Coach, this has been a season that has been filled with victories, which is something that this program isn't used to. Walk us through the first win and then the second win and kind of how we're building off last week's loss.
I mean, it's been a very special year. It's been a year, delayed as far as I'm concerned, but, we had to go through some growing pains for last year to kind of set us up for this year. And having a lot of players returning and have our entire coaching staff back from last year, we made these, we laid the groundwork. We made some sacrifices last year, but to have the summer we did, the number of players that participated in our summer programs, the level of just engagement, commitment, the way we competed against other teams around the valley, which we haven't done before, and sort of some passing league opportunities. Our kids were really prepared for that first game, and above all, they were confident.
Talk us through that after that first victory. The guys are in the locker room, you're there, your assistant coaches. Just talk to us about the vibe and the emotion, raw emotion in that locker room.
The post-game sort of celebration happens on the field, and I have to thank, Coach Howard at SOU as I inherited, that program. As you recall, ladies, we really didn't go to the locker room at SOU either. We finished the game on the field, we'd pick a spot on the field, and we would, kind of have a few words. The coaches would say a few things here, and then Craig instituted this tradition that I believe they still have at SOU called love, honor, respect. And Craig always believed that the greater the love, honor, respect, the greater the team. And we've taught our players about those three values, and after each game we talk about, love, honor, respect, and who would you give a shout out to that sort of embodies those three values. Our program is more than just, going out there and winning games, that these young men are really committed, and they're very honest about how they feel about each other, and to throw the word love around to each other was really important for me to have the community witness that.
Yeah, I love that, because that is kind of hard for guys to show emotions too, so I think that's great to get even football guys to be like, hey, I love you. Coach, coming into a program that has dealt with so much adversity and sadness, if you will, how does it make you feel as a coach to have come in 2 years turn this program around and are still continuing to take it to the next level?
I mean, you know, the win and the wins of the first 2 wins are definitely milestones in my estimation. You know, I don't know if I can say we've turned the program around because that is a process that we're still trying to overcome. I knew that was the task when I took the job here. You know, Brent Berry, our superintendent, you know, talked to me, and I think, you know, I said, well, Brent says, you know, we talked, and you know, he was very positive about, you know, the opportunity, and I said, well, Brent, what do you want from me? You know, and especially in this first year, he says, I just want you to give this community and this school, you know, hope. I think we gave hope, especially more toward the younger players who saw a great future if they stay with the process. And now that they have kind of embraced that and continue to work hard for, you know, the rewards of victory, I think we're on to something, but it's just got to be sustainable. We got to win on the road. We got to win against a good team. We got to come from behind against a good team and pull out a win. Those are what we call meaningful wins along the way that can be program builders and program changers.
Coach, this football program is something unique compared to other football programs around the Valley. I spoke with Coach Robinson the very first year that he was here, and he told me that a lot of these kids were working jobs to help provide for their family following the fire. And they've seen the fire, they've seen COVID, they've been through a lot of ups and downs. So talk to us about when you stepped in, what you kind of focused on off of the football field to get the success on the football field.
There's been so many hardships in this community that have really challenged, you know, families and especially athletes who have to give that commitment we're talking about, because part of giving commitment is giving time, and time is something that's not available for every athlete and every family. I just think trying to raise the level of standards was a really big part of what we're trying to do. Just trying to be a little more accountable for the things that you can control. That's been big for us, trying to teach our kids to live up to a better behavioral standard, and then as we get onto the field, you know, trying to live up to a higher performance standard. And so those two standards, I think, have helped us transition from a culture that has been sort of really you know, sort of nonchalant and not committed to the process, and to a program that really believes in a process and knows that that process gives them a chance to be successful on Friday nights.
So we're going to get into some fun questions now, because we got to learn who Coach Hall is outside of football. So Coach, when you're not at the football field, what are you doing?
That's a good question.
That's really all that we've known Coach as, just on the football field.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Coach, when we first stepped on the field, you were hard to us, and we respected it. We gained some respect. No, we did. You told us the way, and we said, okay, yep, take over.
I loved every second of it.
Yeah, and we've run from that, so we do really appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Back to the question.
Back to you.
I mean, you know, this is one of those things where, you know, this profession is so demanding, you know, on yourself and on your families especially. You know, my wife, she loves the garden and our yard and things like that, you know, so I try to help her as much as I can. I probably don't do enough, you know, but I do spend time doing those kind of things. You know, we got an immaculate yard at our house and on a lawn, and it's all credit to my wife. You know, I'm kind of the, you know, she does all the raking. I'm the one that picks it all up, and you know, she does all the pruning, and I'm the picker-upper. You know, so I don't have an artistic job in the garden part of it, but I'm kind of that laborer that picks things up, and that's fine. You know, I try to help out where I can there for the most time.
One last question, Coach. When you reflect back on your career, what is something that kind of makes you emotional in a good sense?
You know, I get emotional after every season because I just see the sort of the fruits of your labor as you see, you know, young boys or men, you know, graduate and move on, and you're really just grateful to have that time in their lives, and you just hope that you had some kind of positive impact in what they were doing. I think that's important to me, to be able to have that sort of reflection as they leave the program and move on.
Last but not least, we need a Go Pirates from you.
Let's go. Go Pirates.
Yay!
That was so much fun. We love doing the huddle, and we've built a relationship with Coach Hall over the years at his time at SAU and now at Phoenix, and what he's building at Phoenix is so special.
It's incredible, yeah. I mean, already off to a winning start this season. We're going to have to get back into the win column, but those will come, and I think it's great what he's doing over there, and that community especially is really just winning with the football program, so that's awesome to see.
Let's jump into the Oregon Ducks back on the field tonight after a bye, getting their Big Ten schedule started.
Yeah, up first on the slate, the UCLA Bruins. The last time these two teams met was in October of 2022, but we're keeping that Pac-12 spirit alive with Big Ten After Dark.
Oh boy, are we. This game started at 8 o'clock, so let's check in with the score.
Right now, the Ducks are up 25-3 in the second quarter. Still 2 minutes and 31 seconds left. The Ducks are driving.
Dylan Gabriel, 19 of 24, 190 yards and 2 touchdowns already. Jordan James, 7 carries for 33 yards and 1 touchdown. And Tez Johnson also putting in some work, 8 receiving for 106 yards, and he has a touchdown as well. The Ducks will head into halftime up pretty big, and we will have a recap of that game out in Pasadena coming up tomorrow on Newswatch 12 Sports.
Oop, 28-3 now.
Just scored a field goal for the Ducks. We're watching live
we got it live. Sorry
right
for looking
now.
down. 28-3, Ducks rolling.
Still got 2 minutes to half, too.
So we'll see what happens. But that wraps it up for week 5 of the football season. For the latest news, weather, and sports, head to our website, krb.com.
A special edition of Newswatch 12 is coming up on the other end.